Good evening, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Anio Hesiol. My name is Gemma Edgar, and I'm from the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, where I manage the Korea bilateral relationship, amongst which includes responsibilities for the Australia-Korea Foundation, which alongside the AKBC is hosting tonight's event. I wish first to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we are gathering, the people of the Kulin Nations, and pay my respects to their elders, past, present, and future. I'm going to keep my remarks to a minimum, but I do wish, firstly, to thank the Arts Centre for providing us what is a truly lovely and fantastic venue right here in the heart of your beautiful city of Melbourne. And I'm going to introduce now the CEO of the Arts Centre, Ms. Claire Spencer. So thank you.
Thank you for that lovely welcome. Good evening, everyone. My name is Claire Spencer, and it is my very great privilege to be the Chief Executive here at Arts Centre Melbourne. I'd also like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we meet tonight, the people of the Kulin Nation, and to pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. We are really thrilled to be hosting tonight's event along with the Australia-Korea Foundation, the Australia-Korea Business Council and the Australia-Korea Young Professionals Association. I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to Mr. Soon-Yo Kim, Korean Consul General, and Mr. Peter Coleman, Board Chair of the Australia-Korea Foundation. For those of you who are joining us at Arts Centre Melbourne for the first time tonight, you are at the Southern Hemisphere's largest and busiest performing arts centre, located at the gateway to Melbourne's thriving arts precinct, which is one of the largest concentrations of cultural, creative organisations, practitioners and institutions anywhere in the world. We are very lucky here in Melbourne. Our three iconic buildings are home to Australia's leading performing arts companies, the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra, Melbourne Theatre Company, Opera Australia and the Australian Ballet, all of which join a range of other regular presenting companies that bring our stages and remarkable spaces to life. Our commitment is to bring people together to share in truly remarkable experiences, to enrich the lives of Victorians culturally, educationally, socially and economically. We present international works alongside the very best of Australian performing arts across all genres, including dance, theatre, music and opera, as well as delivering an award-winning program of creative learning, access and community engagement. This year, the financial year just finished, we've presented a record number of performances and events, more than 3,000 actually, and welcomed just shy of 4 million visitors. And the performances that we host here contribute to Melbourne's reputation as one of the world's most livable cities. Mindful of our geographic location and the creative minds of our near neighbours from the region, we have in recent years crossed borders to nurture opportunities for collaboration with many like arts organisations in the Asia Pacific. We created Asia-Topa, the Asia Pacific Triennial of Performing Arts, back in 2017. It was a 3-month festival which literally took over many parts of Melbourne. And in its first outing, we had total attendances of almost 900,000 people and a phenomenal 272 million worldwide through broadcast. This new strategic approach to growing capacity for the Victorian cultural sector to feature contemporary Asian performing arts has been very warmly received in Victoria. And the numbers speak for themselves. Over 1,000 artists engaged in Asia-Topa events, and 33% of those artists were visiting from the Asia-Pacific region. And 32% of our local artists who participated in the festival identified as having Asian heritage. Working with partners including the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, Australia's bilateral foundations, councils and institutes, and Trade Victoria, we hosted over 20 events for diplomatic, private sector and government guests. Asiatopa became one of the most prolific commissioners of new work in the Asia-Pacific region and underlined Victoria's credential for innovation, business, trade, investment and tourism. Collaboration between all levels of government was a highlight of the Asiatopa initiative, reflecting shared priorities of Asian engagement. Federal and state funders identified the Victorian government as demonstrating long-term and effective leadership in Asian engagement. The exciting Asiatopa program will return in 2020, and later this evening we will hear from Kate Benthoven, who is Associate Director of Asiatopa, about some of the plans that we currently have in train for the festival in 2020. Our future role in the city and in the region is well supported by programming initiatives like Asiatopa, and alongside a very visionary master plan for the reimagining of Arts Centre Melbourne and the Melbourne Arts Precinct that was announced by the Victorian Government earlier this year, it's true to say that there are very exciting times ahead. So we're very happy to have you here this evening. I hope you enjoy the warm welcome and the hospitality, and I look forward to speaking to you a bit later in the evening.